www.perfectingtheworld.com.
Shalom, everyone. This is Yosef Itan with Perfecting the World, and we have with us Yehuda Ben Zvi of the National Red Heifer Institute with us today,
Shalom,
who will be giving us some big news, I would imagine, something that we're all looking forward to. And we also have Joseph Good with Hatikva Ministries, the person who has all of those books behind him memorized. Joe?
This is probably one of the most exciting days in my life, okay? And it's had the difficulties going with it to get the computers going and everything working. But last week we were going to do an announcement and there was a delay. Weren't able to do the announcement until today. So Yehuda, it's your platform. Big news.
I must tell you, it's fascinating times over here in Israel. We are 24 hours before Tisha B'Av, the day where the Jewish people commemorate the destruction of the temple, both second and first, although it's also the days where we devote ourselves towards building the future temple. And I'm more than excited to share breaking news here from Israel. We are in the Red Heifer National Institute are glad to announce that another red heifer has been born in the north of Israel. Fascinatingly, just before Tisha B'Av, we get the feeling that God is moving the Jewish people one step forward towards recreating purity, giving us the backing that we are doing His will, moving one step closer to rebuilding a temple in Jerusalem.
Let me ask you a question now. About 7 weeks ago, maybe 8, a red heifer was born. There was an issue because of a tag that was put in its ear at birth. So this is not that red heifer. This is a new red heifer, correct?
I must tell you something, Joe. I've been through a long day. We've met in the over 1,500 people just today with educational programs regarding the temple, which I'll elaborate upon towards the end of the interview. Mm-hmm. And so we feel the Jewish people are reawakening towards the interest and care for Jerusalem, for the temple, reestablishing purity. And as you say, just a month and a half ago, we announced the birth of the new red heifer in the Mount of the Galilee. And we thank God that we feel another push forwards, that another red heifer was born here in Israel just last week. And as you said, we delayed till we got full authorization to declare that she is standing up to standards. And another news, maybe some of you have heard, also 2 of the heifers in Shiloh have been going through a process to pregnate them. That's something that is also being done over here. The whole red heifer program is moving forwards, and towards Tisha B'Av, we feel we are one step closer to recreating purity. Maybe 2 years from today, we might hit the mark.
In Israel, when y'all came out with this news, okay, what was the reaction of people? Was there a visible reaction when they heard, wow, not 1 red heifer, but 2 candidates born in Israel, which that's very rare. But within a matter of weeks, and in conjunction with everything else that's happening, the push towards the rebuilding of the temple.
I definitely heard excitement, though I must tell you, as for one, I've been fully engrossed, running around the country through educational activities regarding the temple. I haven't had the breath or time to see all the different announcements through the media. I kept seeing them go on and on and on, though I didn't have the time myself to be fully involved. But I've been hearing the excitement. I've been hearing the feeling that we are not just mourning the destruction of the temple, but we are actively moving forward towards reestablishing it. And that is something which we have been praying to do for 2,000 years. I'll add another point regarding the red heifer born. Fascinatingly enough, she is a very unique specimen, as opposed to every other living creature. cattle have a very specific phenomena when twins are born, because this red heifer is a twin female calf to a male calf, and as twins within the womb of the mother, the placenta in the cattle are combined and the blood vessels intertwined. Hormones of the male calf and the female calf mix one with the other, concluding at a point where the womb of the female heifer, which was born and is a red 100% heifer, we know her womb is vitally damaged because she was born as a twin, and therefore we are going to have to go through another halachic discussion to understand whether this has any implications. Is it considered a deficit, which the Torah considers as a mum? So here, once again, God has given us great blessing, though He's giving us the feeling we must be humble before Him, make deep halachic research. That's how we established as a National Red Heifer Institute a group of 20 rabbis who have been moving step by step to give rabbinical authority for the whole program. They're very close to be giving conclusions regarding the heifer born just a month and a half ago, which was tagged in its ear. And so far, the wound is healing excellently. We'll need to see if a scar will be left or not. But again, the new red heifer is another halachic research to give us the feeling and the confidence that we are doing God's will. But we definitely feel that towards Tisha B'Av, the Jewish people are making another step forwards. And from Jerusalem, we pray to see light rekindled throughout the world.
Do you have a name for the calf?
I was thinking of calling her Ruchama, which means in Hebrew, the merciful one, because we speak in Tisha B'Av, the Jewish people who were considered Lo Ruchama, they did not have God's mercy. They saw the destruction will then become full of God's mercy and Banim Rechumim, and therefore that was a thought. We haven't yet reached decisions, though we are inviting rabbis from around Israel to come to a conference to see the heifer, and please God, we are moving another step forwards. If you go through Joe Good's interviews we did in the past, at the National Red Heifer Institute, we created a 6-stage program, how we practically reach not just a red heifer, which now we have 2 newly born red heifers here in Israel, but also how do we find a pure Kohen who can recreate purity in the ritual. We have a pure Kohen. Fascinating story. You can see Joe's interviews. How do you pinpoint the exact place which is meant for the pyre outside Jerusalem on the Mount of Olives for recreating purity? We discussed that. We're definitely making heads on the subject. But how do you turn this whole thing into a historic national event which tells the world and the Jewish people we recreate purity? And here we created a national halachic backing, a great awareness of the nation of Jewish people, and a financial backing. You can see the interviews, the strategic plan to slowly move forwards. Maybe our next opportunity will be in 2 years' time, where we can recreate as a nation purity for the Jewish people and bring light from Jerusalem to the entire world.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, later this evening, for the American audience or Western Hemisphere audience.
Just another point, Joe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. We've been going throughout the country. Today, my team has been at 4 different places. As I said, 1,600 people just today. Over the past 2 months, the numbers we've seen are about 18,000 Jews around the country, 60 different communities we've reached with educational programs to rekindle within the Jewish people the crave to rebuild the temple in Jerusalem. And today and tomorrow, we are raising a fundraising, not for the red heifer in itself, but for the educational side of reestablishing the temple. As I work morning, noon, and night in the Mikdash Educational Center with Rabbi Mordechai Persoff, you're more than welcome to look either in Joe's website or in other advertisements of our fundraising campaign to allow us to keep extending and reaching more and more and more communities throughout Israel and maybe around the world to rekindle, to reestablish the temple in Jerusalem. We're planning on building a Bible land, which will encompass both life figures of the Bible, a whole exhibit regarding Israel, and maybe, please God, a Red Heifer educational center for understanding purity and the practical implications. So 24 hours before Tisha B'Av, the Jewish people are moving forwards, and we thank God that from Jerusalem we can be his tiny partners in an everlasting path to change the world.
Let me mention before you go, tonight here in the States, I'm going to be teaching, and you can go to it, Joe Good Hatikva, Hatikva Ministries Facebook page, or my own Facebook page, Joseph Good. But I'll be showing some pictures of the new calf. I'll be going over some of the details that you've spoken about, but we'll really be centering on this educational program and how people can contribute directly to that. Okay? So that's going to be at 7 p.m. Central Time. Yeah.
We will also be
The real question is
the links to support under this video, everywhere it's getting shared at this time. We'll add those links in, how people can be a part of it. And as Joe and you mentioned, the educational side of this is such a huge need to get everyone on the right page. It's been not neglected, but it has not been a focus for 2,000 years. We haven't had a place to apply it. It's coming, and in 2 years, as you said, maybe in two Tish B'Avs from now, we might actually be on the other side, facing the temple, creating the ashes for purity. And I
God has given us more than I would have dreamed of.
Yeah, that'll be so huge. Go ahead.
I agree, Joseph. God has given us more than I have dreamed of. Practically, we have reached 80-90% of the goals, but more than that, to create a national program with national halachic authority, national awareness, and financial backing for a national historical event. We have more work before us, and definitely the educational side is essential, so we can, once, as I said, be tiny partners of an endless God who is moving forward to being a blessing to the entire humanity.
Amen.
God bless you from Jerusalem. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I hope you're all parts of our path.
Thank you. Shalom, shalom.